week, the head of the Army of Britain is warning that they need to get their civilian army ready, face reality that a draft to build up a citizen army for potential mobilization against Russia is needed.
The British Army has warned Brits that they could be called up to fight for the King and country in the event of war with Russia.
General Patrick Sanders today called on the British authorities to mobilise the nation, stressing the need for a shift in the minds of the public to be mentally prepared for a military conflict.
Week, the head
British Army has warned Brits that they could be called up to fight for the King and country in the event of war with Russia.
General Patrick Sanders today called on the British authorities to mobilise the nation, stressing the need for a shift in the minds of the public to be mentally prepared for a military conflict.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel giving no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, the ones to the elders, GMS, Ruwa, say, taste the Hakim out there, pushing this burden, truth, city, risking your freedom in your life to do so. More so now than ever before, because we are close, brothers and sisters. If you ain't been, under a rock, you should know that things is getting very serious. Things is getting very, very, very serious, contrary to the United States media. They're not talking about it, but what's taking place, man, is getting scary. It's getting real. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles: prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So now is at a point where you can't deny it, man. Top generals are telling the citizens to get ready for war. The heathens are telling the heathens, their people, that a war is brewing. Now, the reason why I brought this out is because not only a draft, but a draft and a ground war is going to lead to a nuclear escalation, all right? Ultimately, any side that's losing is going to fire a nuclear warhead, all right? You know what I mean? So, you really can't deny prophecy. Everything in the Bible is true. The Bible is a true book, and the Bible is gonna speak for itself. Through the words of the Heavenly Father, it's gonna speak for itself. So this is from Newsweek.com. Further proving the scriptures to be true. It says Russia can destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. Putin ally brags. Now, where else did we hear this saying? America being destroyed in 1 hour. Where else did we hear about this? Revelations 18:10. Now, again, this is just words out of the Bible. All right. This is not something that I'm gonna physically do. But this is we're just telling you what's bound to happen. Us being prophets, Lord willing, we just going to tell you what is to come. And you take the message how you take it. So it says Revelations 18:10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. The judgment of America is thermonuclear war and completely being wiped off the face of the earth via nuclear missiles. Right? So let's read on to this article. Slide here. Get this out the way. It says, Russia will be able to destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. A prominent Kremlin propagandist has said, and the latest bellicose threat from the country's state-controlled media as the war in Ukraine rages on. We are the only country in the world that can destroy the United States in 1 hour. Margarita Samayan, the editor of the Russian state-backed broadcaster RT, said in a clip of a Russian state television broadcast posted online by X account, Noel reports. It is not clear when the clip was aired. Newsweek has reached out to the Russian Foreign Ministry for a comment via email. I guess it's the lady. I guess it's the lady that said it. Crazy. Russian state television frequently broadcasts inflammatory content and has repeatedly alluded to a nuclear confrontation with the U.S., a key ally of Ukraine in its war against Russia. Relations between Washington and Moscow have been strained throughout the nearly 2 years of war, with few prospects for an end to the conflict or a rapprochement. The U.S. and other countries providing arms to Ukraine have been concerned by the possibility of escalating the war in Eastern Europe and the often irate reaction from Moscow to the new military aid pledges. In fall 2022, and this is and I Lord, when I want to do a video on what they call Article 5, because by America supplying Ukraine, it's an act of war. It's a literally act of war against Russia. And Russia could have every right to expand to NATO territories and go to war with them. All right? Which would implement Article 5, which will bring NATO against Russia. It'll be literally a war. And the way NATO civilians are talking, they're scared. They don't want to fight Russia because them Russians are different. They're a different beast, But pretty much it's going to bring all these countries into a war, a global war. So it says in fall 2022, called Layab Bashim Shah 144. In fall 2022, shortly after Russia annexed the Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk, and Zaporizhia regions of southern eastern Ukraine, the Kremlin said the territories fell under Moscow's nuclear arsenal. The 4 regions are where the bulk of the front line clashes take place. In 2019, ahead of the full-scale war breaking out, Russia's state television broadcast a list of U.S. military facilities it said Moscow would target with a nuclear strike. In May 2022, a Russian politician appearing on state media said Russia would need just 4 missiles to wipe out the east and west coast of the U.S. A Russian political commentator also said in mid-2023 that the U.S. could be caught in the crosshairs of the war in Ukraine should it escalated to a nuclear conflict. Okay, so this is all biblical. We're going to read a little bit more of this. It says state TV host Vladimir Solovyov, whatever, one of the most well-known figures in Kremlin-backed media, said earlier this month that Russia should strike the headquarters of NATO, which has supported Ukraine's war effort. Such a move would spark a far-wider war. In mid-January, former Russian president and deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, said that Ukrainian attacks on missile launch sites within Russian territory with U.S. or NATO-supplied weapons could provoke a nuclear response from Kremlin. So this is constantly talked about Russia taking a nuclear, which, by the way, is biblical prophecy, okay? Again, Revelation 18:10, all right? Revelation means to reveal. John seen this take place, the great mighty war, Babylon, all right? This chapter is dedicated to Babylon, all right? We're not going to read the whole thing, but it gives you how Babylon, got rich over all nations, spread their philosophies on what the scriptures call wine to the other nations, got them drunk, and literally made all nations rich through trade and commodities. So it says, So it says, Revelation 18:17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. America is rich, the richest country in the world. All right, and this is according to GDP. It said, and every shipmaster, in all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as traded by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? You know, it says no city is like that. Verse 19, and they cast dust from their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city within were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. So in 1 hour, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. All right, this is prophecy, man. This is going to go out like Sodom and Gomorrah. Isaiah 13:19
is warning that they need to get their civilian army ready, face reality that a draft to build up a citizen army for potential mobilization against Russia is needed.
To a desert for its immorality and wickedness, all right? So this is a short video.
The British Army has warned Brits that they could be called up to fight for the king and country in the event of war with Russia.
General Patrick Sanders today called on the British authorities to mobilise the nation, stressing the need for a shift in the minds of the public to be mentally prepared for a military conflict.
So this is the fact that they're saying it's needed means is imminent. It's gonna happen.
General Patrick Sanders today called on the British authorities to mobilise the nation, stressing the need for a shift in the minds of the public to be mentally prepared for a military conflict.
With that, man. So with that, man, I'm gonna say, man, brother, continue watching, man. We are close to the day of the judgment of the Lord. Our God, our terrible power that we serve, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.